It's 6:30 on a Monday night. Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, that means the talk show is up and running. The team tonight consists of Mr. Road, Mark Adams.
Good evening, everybody. Hope everyone's okay.
The one and only Claire Giblin. Have we got a name for you yet, Claire?
No, not yet, but good evening.
We'll have one tonight.
That's fine.
One and only Claire Giblin.
Hello.
Chairman of the board, Alan Watton.
Good evening, everyone.
The one and only Chris Brown.
Good evening, everybody.
Somebody's waving behind you.
No, that's my daughter. She's just saying goodbye. No one heard that.
Who does the editing on this one?
Oh, can I just quickly say, Craig Courtney will be joining us very, very shortly. People are asking already.
No, you can't say
he's
that.
missed. They're missing him already.
No, can't say that.
It's unbelievable.
Claire, what did you say Craig was having done?
He's having his hair done, isn't he? Doing his hair.
Which one was it? That one just there?
Claire hasn't got a bottle this week. She's got a mug. We have accused her of drinking gin. She won't show us the contents of it.
Nice cup of tea. Back at work.
Yeah. And Mr. Alan Watton, you spent 10 hours on a train there and back. 10 hours, ladies and gents. 10 hours.
Well, 15 actually.
You got a good
count the match
feel on it, Alan. What?
15 hours.
To commit to 10 hours on a train, and then what do you do when you get to New Street? Do you get a taxi up, bus up, walk up, or what?
I get the 97 bus, which takes me to the back of the ground, and I'm in my seat, 2:15.
Pretty good going, those.
12 roll in hand.
Then to be served that.
I didn't expect much, so I wasn't as disappointed as perhaps I should have been.
I'll just travel for 10 hours on a train. Well, they don't cost me all that much money, this, that, and the other. To not be disappointed, mate. I would have been gutted. I would have been.
It won't be long before I can't get on that train, and then I shall know. I thought by half time, well, we haven't conceded. We don't look like conceding. We don't look like scoring. But and then of course 2 minutes after in the second half, you have to say what a great goal it was. Great header. But we gave the ball away. We gave the ball away twice. We cleared it.
Deja vu, isn't it?
And then it came back again, and we cleared it again, and they built another attack. And eventually, you can't keep doing that. You're gonna concede. You know, it's like if you decide, well, we're going to defend for our lives, and let the opposition attack you for 80 of the 90 minutes, you're going to score. They're going to score. If you play and spend most of the time in their half, even if you don't score, you're less likely to concede. And that's what we're doing at the moment. And we haven't got the players to open up defences.
Come on, what about when we played West Brom?
Well, yeah, but we had everybody available then. Now we've got fewer players than we had when we started the season. Don't forget, we started the season without most of the loan players that we've had in. We was down to our own bare bones, and now we're back down to it. So we didn't do very well with them at the start of the season. Why should we be doing it very well with them now? They haven't changed. They haven't grown another set of legs or anything. They're still the people that we had at the start of the season.
It's still no excuse.
They give you everything, but everything ain't good enough, is it? It's as Claire said earlier. We want to do better, but we can't. We don't seem capable of being any better than we are.
No, you mentioned a little while ago before the show started that we played 3 different formations in that game. 3 different formations in one game. Go on, Claire, talk about that.
Yeah, I'm just really confused at the moment with his tactics, to be honest, because we seem to start. If we start 5-3-2, we give lots of goals away, and then he changes it to 4, and then we end up winning and scoring. This time, he started with 4, then he took George Hall off to bring Roberts on to then play 5, and we look less likely to score out of all of it. I just think we were awful. The best part the whole day was the Her Game 2 thing. That was the best part of the day, and I'm going to say it because it was a brilliant day for the Her Game 2 people who were involved and
Excellent.
everybody involved in it. But like we were just saying earlier, we couldn't think of who was man of the match. Like Gary Gardner's name, but again, I can't, I mean, it was Jukovic, and even then, you're literally looking around thinking, who's man of the match? You can't. It's just getting to the point now. It's just getting, I think no Trusty. That was a big shock. I know he's injured. He told us he was injured because he was near to where I was sat. But I did ask Jukovic what was going on, and he said they are trying, but is trying hard enough? Like, I don't know.
It's worrying that we look beaten before the whistle goes. We look out of our depth before. No matter who we play, we just look beaten from the word go, and it's so depressing. I know there's no rocket science in that, but it is just absolutely, like Claire said, it's absolutely awful. And when you sat there for an hour and a half freezing, I can. In some ways, I can take we're playing a top six side. And I can take losing 1-0 if we had a right good go, but we didn't. We looked just beaten from the word go. There was just nothing. It's absolutely toothless. I'd expect some sort of reaction from the previous games. Like, where's the passion in that from the Albion game? There's absolutely nothing, and that extends to the fans as well. I mean, we are sort of down to our hardcore now. I think fan wise.
Oh, the barber's finished with him, Claire.
So I was just going to say how sometimes we do have to be the 12th man, like we're against the Baggies, and we're just not. I think everyone's just so down. It's awful. It's
absolutely has left the building.
Yeah, but you need some spark on the pitch to get.
That's what I mean. There's nothing. There's nothing else. There's absolutely nothing.
No. I often say
Hannibal brings a sort of spark and a bit of wanting, but there's only so much he can do. I don't think George Hall is a player from the start. I'm sorry, he's an impact, and I don't think he was great. I don't think George Hall was great at all. But then again, you're putting youngsters into a team trying to do something. Yeah. When the older ones aren't doing it either. We just look like we're just not going to score, to be honest.
No.
Chris, can you just zoom in on me for about 5 seconds, please? Because it isn't just on the pitch, believe me. It isn't just on the pitch. That, ladies and gentlemen, is an absolutely gorgeous picture. That's my beautiful granddaughter, Ava, with the Duke. However, before that game started, my eldest son sent me this. This place is embarrassing. 25 minutes to get a drink. 25 minutes. That is over half of a heart of football to get a drink. Birmingham City, you have to sort this out.
To be honest, I think they've got more problems than that.
We've got problems on the pitch before getting a drink.
I know, but if you right. Claire, right, in business, right, as in teaching, as in, whatever, or cleaning, or what, you have to be the best. You've got to aspire to be the best, the greatest, right, so that people will go, that was bang on, I'm coming back, yeah? If it's not happening on the pitch, and it's not happening in the bars, it's certainly not happening on the food stalls, what have we got?
Good evening, Craig.
I don't have anything.
Apologies for my tardiness. I do have a young lady whose birthday it is today, so I've...
What's her name?
It's Liv, and it's quite funny.
Right, here we go. Everybody in the team. Happy birthday to you.
No, I can't be bothered.
Happy birthday
I always forget the words.
Happy birthday, dear Liv. Happy birthday to you. Thanks for the rest of the team for not even bothering to join in. You know what? You remind me. Every one of you remind me of the.
Yeah, I'll send her a message on Facebook.
To be honest, I thought about it. And I thought, no, I can't be asked.
No, happy birthday, Niv. How old today, Craig?
She is 11 years old. So actually, You know, I can never forget this day, can I really? You know, the year before I was celebrating at Wembley, and the year after celebrating her being born. So the 27th is forever stuck in my memory.
Fantastic.
There you go.
Superb. You know what?
Sorry, Craig. We were just saying how enjoyable Saturday was.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll tell you, all I can say is the beer where I was very nice. That was a different story. But
but where was you? In the George?
No, I was at the Spotted Dog, and it was a very nice cider that they had there, a very nice Sussex cider. Before the game. But in terms of the game, I mean,
Claire, why are you smiling so much when he mentions a drink of cider?
It's weird, isn't it? It's.
I mean, I'm waiting for Craig to buy me one still. So.
Oh, you'll be waiting a long bloody time with that.
Hey, easy. How many times have said individuals been invited to the pub and said individuals haven't turned up? I rest my case. Are you going on Saturday? Are you going Saturday?
Yeah.
Yes.
Go to a pub on Saturday. Let us know where you are.
If I turn up, Craig, will you pay my beer bill?
Let Craig know where you are. So
you can have half, Nick. I'll buy you half.
Craig, you going to Wigan Saturday?
I am. It's Liv's first ever away game. So she is with
Well done.
Nice.
This her game too seems to be rubbing off on people. I don't like it. It's
Brilliant.
costing me money.
That's what we want. That's what we want.
We don't want women in our game. It's our game.
It's our game too.
Ruin our
Going
game.
back to a serious note, guys. If we don't beat Wigan on Saturday, I think we're in trouble.
Oh, God, yeah, we are.
I think we're right in the thick of it.
Yeah.
I don't even think of it that way, Nick. I think of it that we're going to beat Wigan.
Craig, I'm only too happy that Stoke are doing equally as bad as we are at the minute. Huh?
Do you know what, though? As far as the Midlands are concerned, I want every team in the Midlands.
See, you're not quite as old as me, Craig Courtney.
Yeah.
And I can remember back in the 70s, here we go, here's the list of teams in the Division 1. Them down the road weren't, they were in Division 3, right? Okay. Birmingham City. Is that there?
It was. She's quite funny. She keeps on dodging the camera. I don't know why.
I keep thinking she's trying to headbutt you.
That'll come later.
So we had Leicester. So let's go round Leicester. Derby, right? Blues.
Oh, yeah.
Wolves. Come on, help me out, people. Coventry.
Albion.
Yeah.
Albion.
Coventry.
Forest.
It was the Midlands.
Notts County.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. No, I totally agree.
Notts Forest. Yeah. I mean, they were all there, weren't they? No room for anybody else, was there? Dominated by the Midlands.
And now we're dominated by London.
Well, London and the North and the North East now, haven't we? I mean, I've got to congratulate Newcastle for what they're doing on the pitch. By golly, they have turned themselves around absolutely super.
They couldn't do a Blues though and win at Wembley, though, could they?
No,
they couldn't, Claire.
With all that money they've got as well.
You know what? They held their own. And the game, it was a brilliant game. I was really, really enjoying the game of football till Man United scored.
The best team on the day won.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what they did. It was perfect from a managerial point of view. They targeted their goalkeeper, knowing it was his first game, that it'd be a bit ropey because they watched him during his warm-up and he wasn't catching any of the balls that were put to him. So they targeted that goalkeeper from the very, very first kick of the game. And
I felt sorry for him, Craig, to be fair. I wanted him to have a decent game, you know what I mean? You know, I'm not a big Newcastle fan or anything, but I just thought it was a bit of a shame the way he's vilified against, the champions.
Oi.
You know what?
that word.
I didn't
That's
watch
where
it
it comes from, Nick. That's the root of the word. Carry on.
Yeah. I hear you, tenor.
It's the only reason, I promise you, that Portugal has been one of the only countries in Europe I've never been to. I couldn't stay in one of them things. Nah.
Just going back to some of the questions, Oberfemi Martin's Day. Look how far we've fallen since.
I know, mate. I know. Since that glorious moment when that final whistle went and I stood at the back of Wembley with my children crying my eyes out in joy and happiness. Yeah. And I don't think I've had, well, what joy and happiness have we had? Yeah. Since then, Fulham, went beating Fulham and beating Bolton. I think
we went to Bruges. We beat Bruges, and the only team in this country to have beaten Bruges in their stadium in a European.
I know, mate. I know. I think we were robbed there again. But yeah, hey, yeah.
We went to Bruges and we took 8,500 fans. We made friends in Bruges because when they came back here, it was a fantastic atmosphere.
It was a fantastic atmosphere, Craig. But I can tell you something, right? I took my ex-wife's little boy, Mark, who's now 18 years old and like a great big massive rugby player, and I insisted that the second Mark got out of the car. He was probably about 6, 7 at the time. So that kind of computes with the maths, doesn't it? Yeah, and I'm ensured that he held my hand until we got into study. It's not my child. This is my ex-wife's lad, right? Not my child. Yeah, but we get on and everything's great. Now I was coming up from where I parked my car in Keeley Street. You know it?
Nope.
No.
Okay, main stand, go down the hill, cross over, and it's there, right?
Okay.
So I'll come out of Kelly Street, turn right, and head up towards the Coventry Road, yeah? And the Bruges fans are coming past us like this, right? And there's 2 coppers with 2 Alsatians from West Midlands Police. And there's me, like, I'm in my 50s, holding a 6, 7-year-old hand and other small children. And these dogs are pounding at them like this. Like, and this copper went, "Get your effing kids away from my dog." No, I said, "Get your dog away from these children, mate. Move, go." And all we wanted to do was walk through that line and shake hands with the supporters from Bruges and say, "Thank you for coming back to Birmingham." And they were treated like scum.
Forgot what we was talking about.
Anyway.
Leadership. Do we think leadership, both on and off the pitch, is a major problem? Says Ray.
Well, the last few games, there's been no leadership on or off the pitch, has there? Nobody's took the ball by the horns. We've got a goal down, and they just think, "Oh well, here we go again." When even in the last minute on Saturday, it was like sideways passing my Roberts, casually floating it back to the keeper to hoof it. It's just it's so frustrating. If any of us had been on the pitch, we'd be, going mental.
And after the game, we talk about leadership. And after the game, and I hope people from the club are listening, I was absolutely disgusted with 3 of our current players who came out of the cop, through the side door into the Tilton. Nobody's around. They stood there waiting. Basically,
Craig, can I just clear this up, mate? Are these in club colours or are these in suits? And
one was in club colours, the other 2 were in casual wear.
Okay, thank you.
And they walked out, no fans, great. All in front, everybody could see who it was. They got near the fans, they did nothing more than cover their faces, walk through the fans, all the way around the stadium, down through the Tilton, got to the main stand where the kids were. One of the players stopped for a photograph. The rest of them carried on. Now, I'm not going to name those players, but what I can say is they are 3 high-profile players at our club at this present moment who, when it comes to the kids and being in and around fans, yes, everybody was agitated. But by Jove, we pay their salaries. They should be there to do things for us as well. Totally. Not just go and hide. And yes, they were walking towards the dressing rooms to go in afterwards, but they should not have done what they did. They didn't stop for anybody. It was disgusting.
I've got to admit though, Craig, when I saw one of them leaving after man of the match, they did stop, but they did have kids, but it was you wouldn't have even known that they were there.
The one with kids, I can understand. Because I know who you mean, but the other 2, I don't get. I really don't get, and it's really frustrating because as fans, all we want is the players to be in and around.
And what you've described actually isn't.
That wasn't me.
That actually isn't frustrating from what you've described. It isn't. It's disgusting.
It's bad. It's bad of them. It took, one of them I would have absolutely have loved to stop and had a chat with, to understand what was going on, why they weren't playing for a start off. And it happens to be Liv's favourite player. Now, if Liv had come out of the ladies and they were still there, that would have been a perfect photo opportunity for a birthday and stuff like that. But they just were not interested. And that's just really, really, really bad. And I understand everybody's frustrated. But I'll go back to it. We pay their salaries. They need to do as much for us as we do for them and not hide themselves away. You know what? If they've had a bad day or they're not playing, face up to it. They're doing something wrong. Face up to it. You don't face up, you face up to your enemies and things like that. If you don't, they don't go away. These people need to do exactly the same for us as a club. They need to be there to set examples to kids and everything else.
The exact reason, Craig, that I've left the England scene, I've still not gone back from that one day when my children were small. Bear in mind, my oldest is 36 now. Yeah. These kids were small and I took them down to Wembley to watch the team come in on the coach, and every single one of them had got headphones in, stoically looking forward, apart from David Beckham, who was waving to all the children. And then I turned my back on my country's football club that day.
That's what normally happens at the Blues anyway. Whenever they come off the coach, they don't talk to you anyway. But the one, I've just seen on the chat, somebody put, where was Trusty?
Yeah.
So one of my friends asked, apparently he was injured.
Yeah.
He was injured, yes.
So I don't know what was wrong with him.
Who was that player, sorry?
Trusty. Apparently he was injured.
Right.
It's interesting this sort of conversation's cropped up. I mean, I don't know whether you really see my blog yesterday, but I detected it. I mean, the manager always said, we're all in this together and it's a great bunch of lads. And I detected, and you've confirmed that those people you're talking about, I'm very surprised that you've made that criticism of them, because I wouldn't have expected that. I mean, we were together, and going back to last year when Chong was on loan and he was injured, and he turned up to every game, and he was in front of the stand and signing autographs. All that. I thought, this kid's going about it the right way. Now suddenly this criticism has crept in. I mean, it's not something I noticed off the field, but on the field on Saturday, there was three things happened. First of all, there was, when their player got injured, he called Chong over, right? And Chong didn't want to come, right? He said, come here. And he gave him a telling off, right? And he shuffled off, right? Then later on, when Longello made his three attempts at running down the pitch and fell over and nearly caused us another goal, Kevin Long pointed at him, get your, bloody finger out, basically. And then another injury. I mean, how many more were there? And he wanted the whole side. He was caught. One came over and he went, no, I want a lot of you. And eventually, apart from the goalkeeper, they all came over. And I thought, there's something wrong there, because good, bad, or indifferent, the players would hang on every word of the manager. Yes, yes, boss. Yes, okay, boss. Blah blah blah. Now they're standing there going, is this bloke talking to his backside or what? And it's coming across leadership. Harley Dean was our captain. Booted him out. He's back now. Then it was Dukey. Now it's not. Okay, we make Troy Deeney the captain. He's out the side, and Jukovic suddenly isn't his replacement. He's not the captain. We give it to the goalkeeper, right? That doesn't make any sense at all. And it was noticeable again when people needed fish shaking. It wasn't him doing it, because he's 40 yards away. It was the likes of Deeney shaking the fist and saying, come on, let's get stuck in. Not Deeney. It was Roberts at one stage. And this focus good, bad, or indifferent, we need Troy Deeney in our team because he does get at them.
I don't think he does. I'm going to have to not agree with you there.
I'll tell you what I say that.
For me, he doesn't at all. He doesn't do enough. Considering he's a boyhood fan, he's wanted to always play for us. He doesn't do enough for me on and off the pitch. I'm sorry.
I'm talking about being the leader.
Old words, you know what?
Being the leader.
I absolutely admire you for saying what you've just said. Brilliant. Super.
I don't agree. I'm sorry.
Is that Dino?
Dino,
Yeah.
don't agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Not
I'll tell you, Deeney was the
actually.
person that covered their head first in the ground. I'll tell everybody now, that's who it was.
Well, he got called names last week. You know, some idiot called him racist names. You know, if that had been me, I would have said, sod you. You know,
You can't like tarnish us all with the same brush and
I
say
know,
that.
of course not. Of course not.
The fact of he's a Birmingham City fan. He's come here. I think he's come here to try and get a coaching role personally, and he wants to take over the club. That was his two things. However, for me, if you're on that pitch and you are a Birmingham City fan, like you can sometimes see it in Gary Gardner a little bit, where you need some passion and you need to be held accountable.
An ambassador, Claire, that's the word we're looking for. An ambassador for the club.
All I see of him is he's on, his Facebook page, his Instagram page, doing this, and this that isn't anything to do with us. Now, okay, he might be injured, but I want to see him getting the players and being like, come on, like this is not good enough. You've come from the Premier League. You played at the highest level for years, fair play, and he was a good player at the highest level. He has not created that for us.
Just I'll tell you where I got this from. I'm sitting looking at various YouTube videos, and up popped Birmingham against Reading, right? We go 3-0 up. And before we get back to the halfway line, Deeney grabs them all and starts, we're 3-0 up. And and I thought, whether it was him or not, it doesn't matter. But that's the sort of thing we need. Right, we're 3-0 up and we're going to stay 3-0 up. And in the end, we didn't. But that's the kind of leadership. The fact that we're discussing this is proof that it isn't there. Do you agree?
You're right. On Saturday, there to me wasn't anybody that would grab somebody by the scruff of the neck and say, what the hell are you doing?
It hasn't just been Saturday.
No, but what I mean is on Saturday, as we should have been fighting to get more back into the game, right? You should have had somebody, and Alan, I totally agree, somebody to grab by the scruff of the neck and say, get your asses into gear. Do what your job is. And that wasn't there.
There's nothing
there at all.
Well, Mark, you want to come in, Mark?
No, I was just going to say, like I said earlier, there's absolutely nothing. Any of us, or people watching, any of us would be on that pitch. We would be dying for the cause. There's nothing like that on Saturday.
Mark, have you seen how fat my belly is?
All right, but maybe not you, Nick, but any of us. No, you know what I mean? I mean, it sounds like a corny, like old cliche and all that, but we would give everything for that shirt, especially in the dying seconds of the game.
Yep.
But they just look absolutely lost. They're like pantomime horses.
It's interesting. There's a proper mix on the shout box.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. It's quite divided, isn't it? It's quite divided.
Yeah.
Really. You're either in the Deeney camp or out the Deeney camp.
Yeah, Deeney in and out, definitely. Holly, great comment by Holly Williams. That is, and it's the players, it's the play, it's the fans, it's the stadium, it's the manager, it's the owners. It's all falling apart. Actually, that's what it feels like at this present moment. It does feel as though everything is so disjointed that you don't know where it's coming from. And so there's part of me that actually feels for those players.
And we also don't know what's going to hit us next with the EFL charges.
That could be a part of it.
That could be part of it. But actually, I believe, and I said it last week, I believe that this is the beginning of the end of the current owners. I think that this is the turning point. And Alan, your Watto's live, right? You made a comment at the very end, which is, and I've heard it not only from yourself, but from other people as well, which is, and I think it was James Nursey actually put it in the press, that as fans, we need to back the team. We don't like what's happening around us. Nobody does. We don't like half a stadium. We don't like the communication. But what we all love and like is the people that wear the shirt, that show the passion. And if we give it, we generally get it back.
Yeah.
Also, away from home, right? Massive difference away from home. That difference is the noise. It's the backing that they get. It's needed.
That's been true for 15 years.
Yep.
Like, even when we were in the Premier, the people used to come and think, right, entertain me. You know, I am. Bought me 40 quid seat to see us play.
Let's have a prawn sandwich and a
entertain us.
No, I think you're spot on.
The people that go away go to support the team.
Alan, can I really? I don't want to interrupt you, mate. I promise you. But when you looked at that Carabao Cup final yesterday and saw how many empty corporate seats there were, what filthy, horrible people that are full of money, no passion, no desire, and don't even want to go. Solo seats to football fans, proper football fans who care. And I guarantee you, from both sides, Newcastle and that black and white flag thing yesterday was just, it blew me away, I promise you. But from their point of view, there must have been people in Newcastle yesterday and people in Manchester yesterday, well, London, almost sobbing that those seats were empty.
But correct me if I'm wrong, but those seats that were empty after half time are the people who can't get. It's like waiting 25 minutes for a drink, so they don't get back till 20 minutes after the game starts.
Alan, that's corporate. They will not be waiting 25 minutes for a drink, I promise you. Well, the only people that wait 25 minutes for a drink are the people at the back of the main stand of Birmingham City Football Club.
I think
bring it back to
those people that didn't come back so quickly are the people who aren't really that interested in coming back.
Well, don't go.
It's more exactly. No, I totally agree. What's going on in the corporate lounges is probably a lot more interesting to them.
Yeah, let's have a vol-au-vent, shall we? And a prawn sandwich.
True.
They pay their money. They pay their money for it, though.
That's
you know what?
Nick, it's the way of the world.
Don't pay the money because it's corporate businesses will pay the money. You will not find those people taking that money out of their own pockets, I promise you.
But let's go back to the corporate people. The corporate people that come week in, week out, right? They've paid for that in advance, the same as we have as season ticket holders, right? So our money's already gone into the club, so is theirs. They pay substantially more than what we do. And therefore, again, if they want to sit in the box and they want to eat the prawn sandwiches and they want to drink the beer and the tea and coffee and they don't want to sing and scream, I don't care because they put
you pay your money, you take
move the corporate area to the opposite side of the stadium where cameras can't see it. If that's the case, because it does look bad.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. It looks bad.
That's by the by. That's at Wembley. Let's bring it back to Birmingham.
Yeah.
Right. Without corporate, we'd be in serious trouble.
Corporate's always full.
Yeah. You can't get it. You can't get
the corporate slot there. Sorry.
Full. It's always full. I mean, I was in the box the weekend, and whenever I've been in corporate for any reason, you can't move, you can't get a table, and that they do pay a lot of money. And I understand, but you can watch on a TV screen if you really want to, if it's too cold to go outside. But when we
what did you have for dinner, Claire?
What did I add? No, it was like a buffet thing.
Yeah, okay, nice.
Yeah, that really
because
nice.
last time I went corporate was with the lad from the Borsley. Chris, help me.
Yeah. No, I mean, Borsley Green, Borsley Social.
Borsley Labour.
And we had a curry, right, and the rice was yellow, white, and blue, which was brilliant. I thought that was like astounding, and the curry was, I'm telling you, one of the best curries I've ever tasted in my whole life. Right,
St Andrews is really good.
I really mean that, Craig. I really, really mean it. It was just. I could have just took a barrel full of it home. Froze it and still been eating it today because it was lovely. It was absolutely gorgeous.
I think we have a lot to be proud of with our corporate. I think it's always been fantastic. I've never had a bad experience at all, and I don't know anybody who has really.
No.
It's
What, corporate-wise, Chris?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
They've won prizes and so forth, haven't they? Awards for the corporate.
Absolutely,
side?
Nick, you remember when Wembley was being rebuilt and England played at that place down the road at Aston? The FA knobs, all the people, all the suits and shirts. Where did they have their pre-match meal? At St Andrews, and they bust them over to the other place, for the match.
Yeah.
We were such a good reputation that the FA guests were fed and watered at St Andrews.
That's right.
And we
You know what we've now
now
got to do? We've now got to feed that down to the back of the main stand where people aren't waiting 25 minutes for a drink.
Yeah.
I must admit, if I got what time? I was about 20 to 3 when I went in that bar on the main stand, and I got served like that.
Which bar were you in?
Pardon?
Which bar?
On the main stand.
Bar 8.
I don't know what it's called. It's the one that has the stairs up outside.
That's where my son was. 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I got served, and there was hardly anybody in there. I was worried that nobody had come to the match. You know, I mean, it's normally crowded in there, and I do have to wait 10 minutes to get a drink. But on Saturday, the place was empty, and nobody was getting served. Nobody was doing anything.
I'm not being funny though, but if you go away from home, you can spend the whole time trying to get a drink.
Oh yeah.
Oh, crikey,
I'm not being funny.
Yeah.
Huddersfield, we were queuing for ages. It just depends on the amount of people at that one given time.
Yeah.
You know, it's just one of those things, isn't it?
I think Derby was a horrible place as well. Try and get it.
Yeah,
I gave up twice trying to get a drink there.
Bristol was even worse. Bristol and Forest Green. Try getting a drink at Forest Green with oat milk. Like, you know what I mean?
Oat milk.
You try, I didn't even try to get in the queue because you couldn't, and then because it was so long, and then when you got a cup of tea instead of normal milk, you got oat milk. So I was like, well, I'm not going to drink them for the whole time I'm here.
Ray says he was in that bar on Saturday and he got served straight away. Yeah, but he's Ray Hobro.
They just knew it was him. They knew the stand was there and everything.
Come on, Ray.
He's had a carpet for him.
Not being funny, Chris. He's in his own stand. Of course, they're going to serve him straight away. He was probably 9 deep. Ray! What do you want, Ray?
He's got a tattoo. Do you know who I am?
Mind you, I had to laugh though, because I got there 10 minutes before kick-off, went to get my usual Balti pie, and we got no spoons or anything to eat it with.
Hey?
They had no cutlery, those little wooden things.
It's a disgrace.
Whoa. Right, stop. Number 1, Balti pie, disgusting. Number 2, you don't need a spoon to eat a pie. You grab it and you eat.
You take the top off and you get your tongue.
You've got it all over your shirt and everywhere. You haven't proper a book of pie unless it's all down your shirt.
Yeah.
And then half time you.
On the positives, let's think about the positives from the weekend now. Right? And
I don't know.
Okay, you are going to.
Yeah, here we go.
I'm looking forward to this.
Number 1, it didn't rain.
I'm getting low on this, I know, but no, in all seriousness, Claire and everybody that was involved with her game too, what a fantastic day for everybody that was involved. It was great to see the girls involved around the pitch, being the ball girls, the fact that the people coming onto the pitch with the flag bearers, the tops, all the different things, the penalty shootout, absolutely superb. And I've got to say, it is working. You know, there are definitely, for me, more young ladies getting involved with the football, and seeing them down there is great, because the youngsters are our future. So we want to bring everybody in there and let them enjoy it. And on that point, get in there, the ladies. Quarterfinals of the FA Cup. Absolutely superb.
Again.
Yeah, it's good
and
results.
look,
I saw the goal.
Actually,
while I was getting ready for this, I saw the winning goal, and what a superb effort! really, really classy finish.
Yeah.
And now what we've got to do is back them even more. And it seems like a good time to shout out an opportunity for everybody here. Is Birmingham are playing Coventry at the in Coventry.
Okay.
And Accessi Blues have managed to work with Coventry themselves to arrange some hospitality and opportunities on the day to go and watch the game. So there's hospitality tickets available at £25 each, which includes a meal in your own private suite area as well for everybody that's going, but also the opportunity for families to get involved on what is going to be a family fun day. But for £40, the opportunity for your kid to be a mascot on the day and walk out with some of the players, as well as getting all the hospitality. So if there is anybody interested in the details, we are more than happy to pass those on. And Steve Portman and the group at Accessi Blues will help out. It's going to be one that's going to sell, I think, pretty quickly. So, get in nice and early. But a great opportunity for us to back the ladies during the international break. So there's no excuse. There's no men's game. It's an international weekend. Let's do it.
And Craig, just let you know, it's the Her Game 2 game for the women on Sunday as well against Blackburn. So we'll be doing loads of things similar to this week as well. So
Have we heard the draw for the next round?
I'm just looking up now. I know it was due to be just after 7 o'clock, so I'm just going to see if it's been made.
Okay.
People are still going on about me WD-40 that door.
Well, Lewis O'Brien.
Do you know what? Right, okay, guys. You know what you're doing, Claire, with the game 2 and the young girls and the ladies football. Like, it's probably one of the nicest things that's happening in our football club at the moment, mate.
Yeah, I've got to admit, I mean, the girls who are doing the work behind the scenes, the group that we've got are absolutely amazing.
We met some of them.
Helena are,
they
are so passionate about it, and everybody else who's involved.
We met some of them, Claire, a few months ago. You were there, weren't you, Chris? Yeah.
Where?
Yeah.
Oh yes, yeah. Of course I was there.
To see a child walk out onto St Andrews or to be a flag back with Tilton Talk Show written on the back.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. Yeah, that was good. Yeah.
And we had comments saying that lots of the girls were like, we can't wait to come back, and that was the main thing. They're so excited, and we're helping people in Birmingham, a local area as well. Yeah. So that's what
and they'll come again. They'll come again. And they'll come again.
Yeah.
And they'll come again and again.
Our
and again,
club
and again.
at the moment, right, is not being funny. Birmingham City Football Club. I mean, take your Tuscans if you will. We are rock bottom. We are rock bottom. We are rock bottom as far as our stadium is concerned, as far as our service is concerned, as far as our team is concerned, as far as everything is concerned. At Birmingham City is pretty much rock bottom. And then you get this little lady down here.
That's Craig.
And all the friends who are doing the best that they can with the resources they've got to say, you know what? This is Birmingham City.
I disagree with us being rock bottom,
And you've also got Accessi Blues going, this is our Birmingham City. Mm-hmm. A community, a spirit, a family, a friendship, a fellowship. Everything that you need from the fans, nothing from the owners.
The owners, I agree. However, I don't believe we're rock bottom.
No.
I believe that we're not anywhere near the top half, right? But we're not rock bottom. We've got a great foundation of youngsters at our club who are looking to break through, and at some point we'll get the opportunity.
I get it, Craig.
I'll put it on record now that I trust Eustace. I believe Eustace will not only keep us up, but given the right backing, can take us forwards. I am fed up of reading time for Eustace to go. Like, we have changed manager more times than most clubs, and where's it got us? Nowhere.
When you get these, and when they had their solidity, what happened to them?
Source of the problem is the ownership. When that changes, things will change. we will get our stadium back and full. People will return, right? People will come back into the club and support us more. We will get more money coming through. We will see a difference when they do the different things. It's just mental.
Years?
Say again, Nick.
How long do you reckon it's going to take? 10 years?
No, I think there'll be an instant pickup the time that these things change. But what I will say is, it's 2 years until we see full ownership change, unless two things could occur. The first one is this independent group running football will force change in ownership quicker, or the whole situation with Mr. King gets to the point where things change. And I have seen, and I will acknowledge, a lot of the comments on the shape box at the moment around, have people heard or did people watch our other podcast area, Fat Lads, with El Major, right? And I haven't watched, but I have seen a lot of the comments around what was said at the time. Daniel was very open. Just reiterate to anybody that's listening and has asked, we have asked Daniel to come on this show on multiple occasions and have been declined, right? We welcome Daniel on. We welcome anybody that wants to come and talk and support us in taking our club forwards.
Daniel's a Birmingham City fan. Why wouldn't he not want to come onto a forum like this where you can air your views?
That part we don't know, Nick, and I don't think we will find out. However, what I would say is a lot of what Daniel has said has been reiterated in multiple areas. And Mr. Nursey, who sometimes comes out with comments that nobody likes in the mirror, right? But he was spot on. Alan has been spot on. I've shouted it out. Claire shouted it out. Mark has. Nick, you have. Chris, you have. We have to back what we have behind us at the moment. If we don't back them, they will go backwards, right? If we don't put money in the club, there will be no money to spend next year. New owners can come through the door. Money doesn't miraculously appear. So what people have got to realise is what we bring in now supports us moving forwards, keeps us afloat, but also tells us what we can spend next time around.
Which
so the stay away people need to come back. We're not backing, we're not putting money into owners' pockets, we're supporting the team.
Right, okay, great, right. We have all been doing that for the last 11 years. Right now, listen, I would not put £1 into a company where my return is zero. And that's what my return has been from this football club for 11 years. We won the Carling Cup, right? And we had the European experience, which is amazing. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. My return of my interests over the last 11 years is zero.
And that's also the same for many people who buy football clubs.
Sorry, Chris, I missed what you said there,
a football club is not a money-making machine.
No.
If anybody goes into football thinking they're going to make millions and millions and millions
Don't
of pounds,
go into football.
Exactly.
Right.
They've got to wake up.
I want the passion. I want the love. I want the desire. I want the banter, the friendship, the crowd, the noise, the smell of burgers, which we haven't even got anymore. Right.
You tender for that.
Proper. Right.
Yeah,
proper.
Who makes the noise? We do.
It's down to us. It is down
We
to us.
make the noise.
And we can make it.
Yeah.
Claire,
The 11 people on the pitch don't make the noise. The 11 people on the pitch give you entertainment.
On Saturday, being served. All right, here you go. Right, here's one for you. Boom. You're in corporate. Mm-hmm. What if you were served a disgustingly filthy meal, which was horrible? You'd
Send it back.
I'll send it back. But also, I'm not there for the food. I'm not there for.
I know, mate. I know.
I
absolutely know that, right? But I'm drawing in like an analogy here, right? When you're served something that isn't good enough, right? You send it back. You complain. We are being served week after week after week, apart from West Bromwich Albion, a service from those football players, the manager, coaches, whatever, that simply isn't good enough.
Not the
What we
case.
did.
Before Christmas, before the World Cup,
Yeah.
we had none of this.
I know.
We're
And
flying.
we are the same set. I'm the same set. I'm the same fan as what I was before Christmas. I'm the same fan as what I was last season, season before that, the season before that. I haven't changed, and I will be honest about the club, and I will tell them when it's not performing. I will make sure that I am vocal inside the stadium, right? But I will also hold my hands up and say that I'm nowhere near as vocal at times as what I have been in the past. And I think it's fair to say we could all say that when we're walking into the ground. You know, there was a group of people on Saturday that tried their absolute utmost to try and create an atmosphere.
Yep.
And that's a good block 11, right? They always used to sing, we're block 11, we sing on our own.
Yeah.
And we all used to take the mick. But if they can't get something going, what is there to be expected, right?
Because it's what's being served in front of you, right? You go to Wetherspoons, you expect awful food. Right, I'm sorry, Mr. Martin, don't care.
I get good food, I do. I like it.
No, but like, you know what I mean? It's like, I'm going to go and I'm going to pay my money today and I've seen absolute quality. I am going to praise that quality from here to heaven, end of, right? I'll get served a dire, horrible meal and I'm going to tell everybody about it.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. Like, at the end of the day, when you go to the Blues, you expect the unexpected anyway. Like, you don't expect anything anyway. And if you're a fan, you go regardless on whether we're in division, in the National League, whether we go bust or whether we're top of the Premier League. We will still be there because we are the heart, we are the core of Bergen City Football Club. Without the fans, football is nothing. And it's been quoted, and you can't just say, oh, you know, at the end of the day, they're not playing very well at the moment, so we're allowed to voice that on here.
If no fan, Claire, if no fan turned up to any Premier League game for a whole season, that Premier League game would still continue because the fans are nothing nowadays. We are nothing, I promise you.
Well,
To what we were
can I ask you a question?
Alan, go on.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
And I think I know what your answer will be. When you buy a ticket to go into a football match, what do you believe that entitles you to?
It entitles me, number one, to watch the game, which is an absolute. That's an absolute. It entitles me to absolutely not ever know what the final result was going to be, right? But I think that also, because I've paid my money, entitles me to watch those 11 people on that football field to give me the best quality that they can.
Well, I'll tell you what it actually entitles you to. They let you in. That's all it does. They let you in.
I've got to ask you, Alan, what did you think my answer would be?
Well, I expected you said it beautifully. Thank you. I expected you to say that. But the truth is, all it does is entitle you to go in the match.
Yes.
And anything else that happens after that is a bonus.
We expect more.
Well, of course you do.
We know what we would do if we were in their situation. That's the difference. We expect passion, we expect heart, we expect them to put in 100%. But because, you know, that's what we expect. But obviously, I agree with Alan. You're paying to go and watch them. It's entertainment, like Craig said. That's what it is.
Perfect. Right. And Alan, I actually agree with you. I do. I perhaps I genuinely do, mate. Right.
Yeah.
And I perhaps elaborated a little bit more, and as Claire just said, but like, you're paying money, right?
Yeah.
And we all have to go to work to earn that money, yeah? And you're paying money to an organisation that fails you. Hang on.
It's an entertainment.
Next week, and if that was me next week, I wouldn't give that organisation my money again.
But that's not, shall I say, this will upset some people on here.
Go on, then. Go on, son. That's what we're here
for. We have been through worse. So my question to those people that don't go to the stadium today, or to any of the games this season that have been through the eras like we have, with the Kumars, with the Weldons, and everything else, right? What's the difference between today and then? Because for me...
Then it was a working man's game, right, where 30,000 people would still turn up every week, and it was noisy, it was passion, it was irrespective of whatever happened, and it was about the fans, it was about the stadium, it was about the noise.
Not under the Kumars and the Weldons, it wasn't. It was empty stadiums.
Yes, it was when there was 3,643 of us there, Alan, and I was popping the air on.
But that's my question is, why? Why? We are the same group of people that went through that. What the difference is, and we said it last week, we've got now apathy with fans, and those fans have only ever seen the positives.
Yeah.
I mean, so coming back.
I've only ever seen Premier League football. I've only ever seen us win a cup. I've only ever seen us in Europe. And now that expectation is that we're going to do that all the time, right? We are not Chelsea. We are not Man U. We are not Spurs. We are Birmingham City. And no matter what it is, we go through thick and thin, right? I see it to me, part of my blood, part of my DNA, and it will never, ever change. I will go
Mark,
down.
I'm going to come to you. For me, Craig, right? It is without a doubt. Like you've all seen my museum to Birmingham City Football Club in my house, right? And it's about my life, my generation, my dad, my uncles, my cousins, my children, my grandchildren. That's what it's about for me, right? Is that generational shift, right? And I'm in that generational shift now where my grandchildren are now going, yeah? And I'm proud of them.
Well, we've got to encourage.
I just want them, Craig. I just want them to see so much better,
and we all do. But this comes back again to the fact that if we don't go to the ground, we don't bring in the money. If we don't bring in the money, we can't spend the money. It's a horrible, vicious circle, right? But there's only certain people that can get us out of that. That's this multi-billionaire that's going to surprisingly appear. But
the multi-billionaire would not be able to spend the money because of FFP.
The only thing they could do is buy the stadium, rename the stadium, take out all these wicked sponsorship deals, right? And we're not beginning to say like Man City that have just been charged with 100 things for exactly the same thing. Do we want to be there? No.
Well, Chelsea aren't doing that well, are they? Chelsea have lost 9 out of 11, haven't they, or something? Aren't they similar? No, they've got billions.
Yep.
And can I just say as well, all this going back to the...
They've got Graham Potter, though, Claire.
Yeah, but they've got...
I rest my case.
They've got good players. They should be playing.
Yeah.
I mean, going back to the Eustace out, it's never at the actual ground. I've never once heard anyone start chanting Eustace out. It's always on social media.
Yeah, no, I think you're right.
Oh, yeah. People that don't go and always shout the loudest.
I think he needs help. I do think he needs some sort of guidance. I think he's been thrown at the deep end. He was only a coach. But I don't... Like, who else are you going to get in this situation?
How about shoving Gary Gardner aside of him?
No.
There we go. Somebody said earlier that Luton had spent 2.7 million the last couple of years to 10 million.
Yeah, I mean, going back to the Europa days, I mean, that Carling Cup squad was broken up and we replaced it with a load of freebies. And look how well we played.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah.
You know, that was depressing seeing that Carling Cup team drift away like that. It was really depressing, but, you know.
Why do we have to have so many extra antidepressant tablets on a Monday
night? In fact, I'm still taking. I went to the doctors and my wife said to me, she said, get this man on something. He's driving me nuts. And he gave me this antidepressant. And after about 6 weeks, 3 months, I went back to see him. How are you doing? And I said, well, I'm better. And I said, oh, good, the pills are working. I said, well, yes, but Birmingham have been on a 10-match unbeaten run, which has helped more. So, you know, that's life.
I thought I was expecting a punchline then, Alan.
Well, it was. I'm taking 3 a day now.
Kevin says on YouTube, it's no longer a working class
Alan.
past. It's been hijacked.
Sorry, shut up, promise you.
Kevin Kelly on YouTube said it's no longer a working class pastime. It's been hijacked by the money. He also says money doesn't guarantee success or indeed happiness.
Right.
So true.
One thing that is different, and that you touched on, that the game is not the same for lots of reasons, and it was highlighted in one moment on Saturday when Mr. Roberts, and okay, I'm 80 yards away when he's tackled that bloke, and I've gone, whoa, great stuff, son, well done, and the referee booked him for that. Now, if that had been Stan Lynn, right, they'd have given an MBE for that tackle. It was and I'm thinking, what are we doing here? We're taking something away from the game. Now, I've watched it since, and he did follow through on it, but he knocked the bloke over. The ball knocked the bloke over. He didn't do any damage to him. He fell over on his shoulder. He didn't actually kick him. He just went in so strongly that he turned him over. And that's
right. Question for the team. Chris Brown, any military service?
Pardon? I was in the
military service.
I was in the Boys Brigade.
No, conscientious objector then.
I was in the Boys Brigade.
Sorry to step in just for a second.
Alan,
let everybody know, hot off the press. Birmingham have Brighton in the next round of the FA Cup.
Okay, nice one.
St Andrews.
Alan, any military service?
That's a good draw.
No.
Great.
I would have hid in the cupboard if that had come for me.
Any what, sorry, Nick?
Any military service?
Is that Kate having kids and being married?
Yep. Yeah. You're a colonel. Mark?
No, I haven't.
Yeah. Huh?
Sorry, what's the question?
Any military service?
No. I used to play, I was in the A team when I was a kid.
Which one were you?
He was BR.
Wow. Yeah, he was my favourite, he was.
Right, Claire, any military service?
No.
Right. I had military service back in 1979.
Oh, God,
1980. Yeah, no. 1979, certainly 80. I had a really bad accident with my leg and I had to get medical discharge. Right? Nowadays, this is society. Yeah? If kids sign up now to go into the military, and I really fear for this country. I do, honestly, right? Because it'll be, right, come on, boys, let's go. I can't go, Sam. My keyboard's not been sterilised. I'm not having my cornflakes with me extra milk. We've gone into this woolly society where we weren't in the 70s, right? And in the 70s, it was a working man's game, and now it's no longer.
I do think, though, going on from that is that I think, there does need to be more, like, pricing does need to change if you're going to get more people down. I mean, yes. I've just had, like, for example, so the next couple of away games, Watford is £20, but brilliant, going straight away.
Yeah, absolutely superb, yeah. Watford.
Like, the places like Bristol, Swansea, and now QPR even, if they want to charge some of us at QPR up to £35, £36 a ticket. Now, I know the Blues are slightly less, but still, you could, kids for £1, get them in. £15, get people in. 15, 20 quid, people are going to go. As soon as it goes above 25, you've lost people.
Yeah,
I generally think, is that a reason? I don't know.
The weekend, £25 for an adult, but only a £5 for kids under the age of 12 and only a £10 for under 18s, right? That's the sort of pricing that we need to have in place because that's what draws the kids in.
Mm-hmm.
And for a championship game, and we've said this for many, many years, 20 is plenty.
Yeah.
Is a good question as well. Do you think we'll only use
two? Chris?
This is from Bill Mint. He says, "Do you think we'll only use two sides of the stadium next season if we go down?" I actually think our crowds will go up. Who else thinks that?
Me.
No,
I've got a funny feeling. Well, it's
No.
going to be a
Well,
brand new. It would be a brand new sort of,
No.
people haven't played for years.
And we
all
might
sorts.
get a few results.
I think my
top of the
opinion is
league,
we'll be
yeah.
back down to kind of maximum 8 between 8 and 10,000. End
Oh,
of.
no. Once we've won that Papa John's, we'll be there.
Right, okay. I saw an advert. Papa
Okay,
John's.
not low, Nick.
What is Papa John's? I've never had one.
It's a
pizza.
pizza. It's a pizza.
Pizzas,
Yeah.
yeah.
Horrible, disgusting food.
It's what us young
A
kids
round piece
eat,
of bread
Nick.
with some tomatoes on it and some cheese, served in a square box cut into triangles. Ridiculous.
We've been a couple of people have been asking now for the past few weeks around Claire's 1 to 11.
You put me on the spot tonight, Craig. I've had to.
yeah.
Think.
No pressure, but we're intrigued because obviously, firstly, you were going down around the times when we were having the good times, just as it was breaking through, but also you've been through the bad times. So,
yeah,
guys, 1 to 11, who's your skipper and who's your manager?
Well, I've got
Everybody,
skipper
I have
as
seen it. I know what's
the
coming.
famous Stephen Carr. Gotta be Carr. He was just excellent. And I put my manager as Trevor Francis because he's just a legend. And, I could have done Rowett. I could have done, there's been a few. I can't do Steve Bruce because he went to them. So Trevor Francis is just a legend. And the amount of times I've been to Bar 8 after him, he deserves it. So going after him.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Was he married to you or something?
No, I just think, do you know what? When I was growing up, he was the first manager that I saw as well, Trevor Francis.
When I was growing up, sweetheart, he was the player with a number 8 on his back, and I did a paper round in Warwick, and I turned the back page over, and I saw that Trevor Francis had been sold for £1 million, and I sat on the curb and cried my eyes out, I promise.
And when I went to Worthington Cup final as well, and I was there, and I just remember him hugging AJ. That broke my heart. I cried all the way home.
Kevin Kelly on YouTube wants to know how old is Claire?
31.
31.
Hey!
Yeah. He also says Trevor was a poor manager. Right, I'm running.
Yeah, but do you know what though? Even though
Well,
it wasn't
it's
like
the
the
legend
greatest
status,
one we've had, at least he stuck with us. At least he had the players that he had. He got us to a final. He got us up there in the league.
Yeah.
His team
However,
got us promoted.
I feel for Trevor.
That's what I mean.
When he did his book signing, they gave him a very small area in the club shop.
Yeah.
And after about 15 minutes, he'd run out of books.
Yeah. You're stuck in the corner. Yeah.
Claire, you mentioned your skipper.
That is
and
the
your,
greatest player that's ever played for our football club, treated like an absolute dog.
Apparently, you look a lot younger apparently than 31. So people are saying.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
Yeah,
You may take it, Claire, but all I'm asking that guy is to put his glasses on, right, and zoom in.
Actually, a lot of the surnames are Giblin.
Where did the surname Giblin come from?
It's Irish.
There you go.
I think.
Irish.
I think it is.
Irish,
Yeah.
Claire, what's your team then? So you've mentioned your skipper. And you've mentioned your
I've
manager.
been put right under pressure today because I've got to like magic this out. So I'll put Ben Foster in goal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good one.
Carr at right back. Darren Pearce. Roger Johnson, quite liked him. And Martin Granger.
Yeah.
I was always on the left, always had.
Yeah.
When you said you quite liked him,
I'll tick all them, mate.
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
I generally thought he's probably the best left back we've ever had, Martin Granger. I mean, we haven't had.
Brilliant, absolutely superb. Train driver now, Claire, did you know?
Yeah, he's a train driver, yeah.
Seb Larson. I've gone for 4-3-3
Seb.
because I couldn't think. And midfield was really hard. But I've gone for Seb Larson, Jude Bellingham, and Stan Masavidis.
Stan.
Player and all.
I was going to put Robbie Savage, but he left and broke my heart. And then my front three, it was really difficult because I probably should have had Horsfield in this, but I put Forsell, Jukovic and Che Adams because witnessing his 20 goal a season, and my mum absolutely loved Che Adams, so I put it in for her as well.
Exciting.
No, De Gary.
You've gone 4-4.
I mean, there could have been loads, couldn't there? Like,
You got one more. You got one more.
You've got 4-3-2
So,
at the moment. You need another striker.
I haven't. I've got Jukovic, Adams, and Forsyth.
You're only putting 10 players out.
Okay.
You're the worst football manager ever.
I've done reading it on my phone. I've got 4-3-3.
Claire, we're waiting.
Never mentioned Jukovic. Well done.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the seal of approval from Paul Hipkiss before before it's put forward. Okay, if you get the seal of approval from Paul Hipkiss, it's okay.
Can we do a feature every week, Chris? Can we have the Paul Hipkiss seal of approval?
Because he is watching, and he.
Great guy, Paul. Thanks so much for all your help, mate. And,
I do remember Gary. Just putting out there, and he's a brilliant player. I just, Forsyth for me was one of the best strikers we've had. So,
isn't it strange that people think he played for us for years and years and years and years?
He didn't. His span was very short, wasn't it?
It was.
But just out of that
team, scored those goals that we needed at that crucial time.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Look at that team now.
Yeah.
And not just the way we play, but the way that football has changed. All right. And I look at it and I think to myself, Granger wouldn't, for me, get into a team now because he'd be sent off through one of these tackles, right? He wouldn't be able to get near a player. Then I look at the other areas. Stan.
Wow.
Nobody plays wingers anymore, so he wouldn't get a game. Forsyth, Duke, and Adams. 3 players that would, because arguably probably one of the greatest partnerships we've had there was Jukovic and Adams in my time.
A bit of pace, a bit of guile, a bit of this. That's what I was going for.
Then the rest of it, Stevie Carr would probably be sent off because of the way that he was in with tackles. Roger Johnson wouldn't have a cat in house, Jans, because he was a hard knock. And we don't see that in football anymore. That's one of the other reasons why we don't get the people down anymore, is because, like, we're going about the fact football you go back right back in the years, people used to kick each other up in the air and the fans right? Can't do it anymore. You touch somebody with a fingernail now and they're rolling around as though they've been shot. And that's just wrong.
Claire, you're about to get the seal of approval.
However, Craig, what you've got to consider, right? You've got to consider this, right? That's Claire's opinion. That's Claire's team, Claire's opinion. And
I wouldn't be too, let's be honest. I've got to go back and have a look.
Right. It's pretty good. Team. Here we go.
The thing is, though, if you look at other people, when you look at the really good players, they've all got that side to them. And that makes them a good player because, like Hannibal, for example, he sometimes goes just that little bit over, but he's got the ability as well. So a lot of the players, like Beckham, had that side to him. Remember the World Cup. You've always got like Steven Gerrards and things like that. They've always got that little bit of edge that and that's what you want. They showed passion for it.
Excellent call. However, ladies and gentlemen, we're into the last 15 minutes of the show, and this is where we're going to cheer you up a little bit because I had some very miserable weeks. Always miserable weeks. Right, anything to do with football and hospitals, and I'm going to start you off with Mark Ward. Football and hospitals.
That's in stereo. Mark Ward.
Oh, Alan, you're way behind me, mate. You're way behind me.
Okay.
I thought you was talking to this Mark, not Mark Ward.
Anything to do with football and hospitals. Again, I'm awfully sorry, but I don't have access to the Facebook show. So whoever's monitoring it, can you please make me laugh because I damn well need it this week.
What about Darren Nurse?
Oh, that one's just come up on Facebook.
Has
it? Yeah. It was the first one. Darren Nurse. Well done.
Michael Woods, like it.
Brilliant.
Michael what? Ron Saunders.
Matron.
Saunders.
Matron. Oh, Matron. That one. Daly had a bed and sick bucket. Daly had a bed and sick bucket. Sounds better when you say it fast. Walter bed.
That's brilliant.
That's very clever.
Walter bed Pandiana.
Bedpan,
Stop it. That is really cool.
Bedpanu.
Bedpanu.
How about Max colonoscopy?
Colonoscopy, yeah.
Where do they get it from?
Dr. Andrew Flo. Ollie on a shoulder.
X-ray Clements.
Oh dear, Christoph Doc, really? X-ray Hooton. X-ray Hooton.
I said X-ray Clements. That was just as good.
No, not as good as X-ray Hooton. Sorry,
go on then.
So Brett's better than yours.
Okay.
Okay, so a lot of people are saying your team is pretty good as well, Claire. So you've got
what is that one, Craig?
Scan Lazaridis.
Scan Lazaridis.
Andy broken leg.
Broken leg.
Yeah. Surgeon McCarthy. Johnny Piles.
Johnny Piles. No, stop that, right? That's wrong.
Oh yeah, David Bust, David Bust. Was it Coventry player?
Yeah, David Bust.
Bust. Stethoscope and Gerard.
Hey, whoa. I've got one.
Oh,
God bless him. Gary Tablet.
Yeah.
Well done.
Tim Faraday's actually that deserves another shout out.
It does, yeah.
One wicked play on words days.
Who was it?
It's Stephen Scope Gerrard.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Clever.
Did you have Hartley Pill? Because you got Heart of a Pill. So cool.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's scraping.
Yeah. Oh God.
That's borderline
Hartley
of
Pill.
whack
She's got heart in it.
I think if you've got to think more than 4 seconds on it, then it's no good.
Then you're going to win anyway.
Jerry Pill. Pat Dressing.
I'm just fucking coke all over me. Oh my God.
Shall we go round for the predictions for this coming Saturday at Wigan?
Wigan. You know what? I went to Wigan on the old grass bank when it absolutely hammered it down with rain, and we needed to win that game to get from Division 3 to Division 2, right? Outside there was a badge seller selling badges, Birmingham City badges. Birmingham City champions. I think it was 1992, and we only drew.
Oh no!
And we were all doing the conga around the pitch, and I got in my car, and I was like, it was like I'd bathed in mud. Listen, what the bloody hell have you been doing?
Can we have your prediction now, please?
That's football.
Can we have your prediction now, please?
Who's going first?
Right.
I predict that there's no hill to slide down.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was always one of my favourite away venues because they had.
Oh, I loved it.
In the stand that they use for the away fans has its own clubhouse underneath, and it's huge, like a huge ballroom, and you could watch the telly, you could get a drink easily, you could get food, but that's about as good as it got.
Your prediction, Alan? I'll get one.
2-2.
2-2.
Claire?
Yeah.
Claire?
I'm going to say 2-0 Blues.
Mark?
I'm going to say 2-1 Blues.
Craig?
2-0 Blues.
Nicholas?
Yeah, head and heart.
Liv's next to me, and Liv said 2-1 Blues.
Yeah, that's what I think as well.
Liv, I hope you're right, mate, and happy birthday to you, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to go.
She's run off.
Try and turn the camera, and she just literally runs away.
I'm going to go 1-0 Wigan, I'm afraid, because I just don't think we've got anything at the minute.
Okay, I'll go for a shock 2-1 Blues.
What about a 6-0?
It's never going to happen, is it? It's never going to happen.
You put one hell of a safe bet on there, didn't you? Claire, I don't know whether you know, but Chris Brown
Yes, she knows.
always stated that he would do the show in the nude if Birmingham ever scored 6 goals in one game.
Well, I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think it's going to happen. No.
I mean, you can't even get a shot on target, so they're definitely
We don't have
trying
6
not
shots.
to do it, aren't
We
they?
are all praying that it doesn't, Claire.
I know. My thong is up here gathering dust.
Right, come on. Hospitals and football.
So we've got a few more, Nick.
6 minutes to go.
Drug Ellis.
Okay.
Brett Stanley, very good. Check up and die.
Check up and die. I like it.
I've just got that one. That was brilliant. Who did it, Craig? Name saying.
Very good.
Right, that was Brett Stanley.
Craig.
Brett.
Check up.
Very good. Very good.
Paul Hipke said David Dunn in.
Have you done in? Like it. Nil by Port. This is good. Nil by Portsmouth. Nil by Portsmouth. Very clever.
Oh, Nigel, man. Yes, I like that one. Craig, Court, knee, edge.
Courtney, Alfred.
Yeah, Nick. Get ready, Nick. Get ready. Ollie going to go to A&E.
Whoa! Start all over.
Ollie going to go to A&E. Oh.
Considering I work in a hospital, I can't think of any.
Plaster of George Paris.
I'll go for James Nursey because he was a football.
Yeah.
Daily Mail.
Yeah, very good.
Ray Hogbro. Yeah, he might have come up with a winner here.
I think so.
What's he got?
Cather Thierry Henry.
Ah! He's done me. He's done me.
Cather Thierry Henry. Very clever, isn't it?
You dude. I still don't
Straight Kenny Jacket. I suppose it's the wrong sort of hospital, though, isn't it?
Yeah, come on.
That's the type of hospital that you'd find Nick in. That's where Nick's friends live. Jake's glaucoma. Jake's glaucoma. Yeah, I like it.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's very good. Trolley gunner, Solskjaer. Vincent Gassonair.
They're getting low now.
They are.
Yeah.
They're getting very good.
Didier Drogba.
Yeah.
But
What was that one? Did you hear what?
Didier Drogba.
Drogba.
Drogba. We had that on YouTube. Walter Bedpandiani. Yes, we've had that one.
Yeah, we've had that one.
I mean, that is brilliant. Race is brilliant as well. Any more, Claire?
No,
Just think of one.
Dick off. Dick off.
I can't think of any more. I'm half asleep now. I'm good. I've no idea.
Noel Break.
It's all that gin you had in your tea earlier, Bab.
It's because I've gone back to work today.
Nick, just for you, I'm going to add in there vasectomy Coton.
Who?
Tony Coton. Vasectomy.
Coton. He's taking his time. It's going to register in a minute.
It won't.
Yeah. No, that's never going. It's never going to go, is it? Lou Ploppendoy. We've had Ben Pandy.
I'd
People
go for
like
Nick
that.
vasectomy.
David Seaman.
Why are we talking about vasectomies for crying out loud?
Hospital. You said anything to do with a hospital?
Yeah.
Is this one okay to say? David Seaman?
No!
Too late.
Yeah, but it's.
Dear.
I suppose it's okay, really.
You've got
Not
some
past the 9
serious
o'clock
editing.
watershed.
Yeah.
Serious editing.
George Plaster Paris, yeah, we've had that one. Don Crutchinson, Dickie Bloodo.
I'm going to go for X-ray.
Ricky Blotter. Ricky Blotter.
While we're on the subject of vasectomies, can we have Nick Sport?
No, please.
No, we can't.
Go on, Alan. Right, Alan. Right, you want to talk about? Okay, off you go.
I don't want him to talk about it, please.
Talk about vasectomies.
It used to be part of my stage act.
It's literally only going to be a snip of the show.
Of course. Yeah.
Oh dear.
When I did my stand-up, that was part of my routine.
Is there?
And I couldn't possibly tell you what it was on this show.
No. Caesarean. I can't even read that one.
No, don't read the rude ones.
No.
We've got 2 minutes, ladies and gents. 2 minutes.
4-2-6. That's brilliant. Tim Faraday's on a mission. Welcome, Tim. That's brilliant.
That's very
Go on, go on.
4-4-2-7.
Dickoff,
No,
her
it should have been
blame
2-2-4
too.
sets.
Does anybody understand that one? Dickoff, her blame too. Oh, I'll get it now.
It's her blame too, isn't it?
I won't
What
say
about
that one,
what about Ipswich Gown? Ipswich Gown town.
Yeah, Ipswich Gown. Yeah. Very good. Very good.
Mm.
Nick, you've got 1 minute to say goodbye.
I know. I want to think of one more. Go on again.
55 minutes.
Well,
55 seconds left.
Michael Woods may have won with Julia. It's just brilliant. This one. He's Julia. Oh, it's gone off my screen. Julia Caesarean section.
Caesarean after.
I quite like Marcus Rashford.
Caesarean Ashford quality.
Right then.
What about Outbreak, Shay?
I'm going to have to do it.
Oh my God! Right, okay. Woo! Hey, you know what? We're in the doldrums, but on a Monday night we can sit here for an hour and a half and just have a laugh with the lovely Claire, the lovely Chris, the lovely Mark, the lovely Craig, and the lovely Alan and myself. And if we bring a little bit of joy into your lives, ladies and gents, on a Monday night, then that's what we're all about. That is exactly what we're all about. Good night. God bless. Take care until next Monday. Oh God, please, let's just have a win. So we've got something positive to talk about next week. This
just on that, Tim Faraday's definitely. I'll tell you, Tim. I don't know what you've been smoking, drinking, or taking this evening. we all need some because he's just come up with Pop Spot Robson.
What?
Pop Robson, Pop Spot.
Spot Robson.
Pop Spot.
No, stop it again because you're laughing too much. Quick.
Pop Spot Robson.
Pop Spot Robson.
Pop Robson. Remember Pop Robson? West Ham player. Oh, I forgot.
Yeah.
Right.
No, he's having a bad day.
Yeah. Okay, so it's good night, Alan.
Tilton Talk Show, sponsored by Board Sports, principal sponsor of Birmingham City Football Club. Thanks to Claire Giblin, Mark Adams, Mr. Fix, everyone, only Craig Courtney, Alan Watton, chairman of the board, and Chris Brown from myself. Good night, God bless. Take care.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us. You've been listening to your Tilton Talk Show.